Can I have a calm, natural birth? That is the question today, and I'm here to tell you, yes, you can, and I'm going to give you my 4 strategic steps to get to your very calm, natural birth. I'm Annabelle, RN, BSN, birth doula, and mama, and I am here to help you prepare so that you can be confident in birth and you can have the birth of your dreams. If you're new here, then consider subscribing and ring that bell to stay up to date to my latest videos. So you want to give birth naturally, and you think, okay, yes, I don't really think I want to put medication in my body. I don't think I want to have an epidural, but I don't know if I can handle it. I hear this a lot from moms that they don't know if their pain tolerance is going to be high enough, that they don't know if they can just stay calm and collected and really take the steps towards birth like they want. And I'm here to tell you that yes, you can do it. And so then you go out and you start looking online and you start searching natural birth. How do I labor naturally? How do I handle the pain? And stuff starts popping up. Stuff that maybe you'd never heard of before, maybe hypnobirthing. And so you say, okay, this sounds like it could work, and you start going down that path. Or home birth, and you start going down that path. And then sometimes moms find themselves in the midst of a birth class or a bunch of videos or this thought process that really doesn't feel like them. It doesn't feel like everything they believe in or they feel confident doing. I know personally, I'm a nurse and I was working with my first pregnancy and I knew I wanted to give birth naturally, but I wasn't comfortable with home birth. I knew that I wanted to be in the hospital where in case of an emergency, I would have the care that I needed. I knew that I wasn't super comfortable with getting primal and getting just kind of in touch with my feelings and letting my body take over. So I had to find a way that worked for me, that I was comfortable with and confident in. And that is how I developed my 4-step process that I'm going to talk to you about today. So if you have found yourself in the midst of all this information and you've seen a lot of births in video and it feels a little bit uncomfortable to you, a little bit too graphic, like what is going on? Why is that woman groaning and making all those noises? And I don't know if I can do this. Maybe I should just get an epidural and be calm and collected. I want to encourage you with these 4 steps. They are building blocks and they're going to take you from where you are right now, and they're going to get you to a place where you are confident in your body's ability to give birth naturally. That means vaginally and with no medication. So no epidural, no pain-reducing medication. My first step to my strategic process is plan. Now, when you hear the word plan, maybe you're thinking, okay, yeah, I can have a plan, but I've heard from so many people that the plan can definitely change, and it usually does in the hospital because doctors don't listen and things happen. And so no matter how much you plan, it doesn't matter, things can still go awry or go differently than you wanted, and then you feel out of control. I want to stop you in that thought process right now because yes, things can happen, and we're going to talk about that in step 3. But that doesn't negate the importance of having a plan. We talk in depth inside of my birth course about how to make a plan that really is feasible, something that will work in a hospital setting, but also that still gives you what you want, and how to get your mind wrapped around what really is important for you. Part of making a good plan is really getting down to the grassroots and saying, okay, if all else fails, this is what really matters to me. This is what will give me a good birth memory in the end. And I can forget about all those little nuances, those little things that I've read about that are on a checklist that I really don't even understand. I just thought I should check off anyways. And I'm gonna forget about those and really focus on what's important to me, what's going to satisfy me through birth. So creating a plan. And like I said, it is the bedrock. It is what is most important to you. And part of having a good plan, I stress this like crazy, is having birth support. So I personally call that birth support person your birth coach. And it is very important in your birth plan to have someone there from the beginning, from this point of, okay, yes, I know I want a natural birth. I know that I want to be calm in my natural birth, and I need someone there through the process of planning and getting ready so they know what's important to me. They're here coaching me on to keep going, keep preparing, keep getting ready, And then in labor, they are there coaching you as well. Birth coaches are more than just emotional support. They're more than just encouraging words to you in the labor process. Studies show that if you have a birth coach by your side continuously through your labor process, you're at reduced risk for C-section, for assisted birth with forceps or vacuum. You are at less risk for actually changing your mind and asking for an epidural. There are so many benefits, and so you need a birth coach. Find someone that really fits the bill, someone that can be there for you continuously, that knows you or knows how to support you. So either someone who's a certified birth doula who has done this before, or someone in your life that you know, once they get the tools they need, can confidently support you through birth. I love when dads support moms through birth. And like I said, once they get the tools, they can be so confident and such good birth coaches. And the dads that feel scared and just say, no, just hire a doula, like, I don't know about this. A lot of times inside, they want to be that birth support for you. They just don't want to look stupid. They don't want to look like they're out of control or ridiculous in labor. So getting them the tools they need. And again, I love to coach dads in this. In my birth course, we give dads all that they need to be your birth coach. So choosing that person that really you can say, yep, they can do that, they can do that, they can do that, and they can be there for me. So that is part of plan. Very, very important. My next step is engage. And engage means to engage your body, your mind, and your soul in the preparation of labor and actually in labor and birth itself. So if you are someone like me who likes to plan, who likes to know what's coming at them, what do I need to do to be calm in my natural birth, you have to engage now. I know it's very easy to say, I'm a woman, this is my body. Pregnancy has just kind of happened, and so birth will be the same way. I'll trust my doctors. We'll just kind of deal with it when we get there. Now is the time to engage. This means, like I said, your body, your mind, and your soul. So getting ready with breathing techniques. Breathing is the foundation for your coping with pain. If you can get your breaths down so that you can breathe very effectively through each phase of labor, then we can build on that. And breathing is something you just do all the time. So why do I need to practice breathing techniques? Well, again, think about when you are in a stressful situation, when things are hard, when you just don't know what's going on and it's painful. What is your normal tendency? Hyperventilating, holding your breath, maybe having erratic breathing patterns, and that is going to turn calm into chaos. And so if we can get you to learn your breathing techniques, the different breaths, the deep breaths, the transition breaths, and I have a video on this, so if you want to learn about these, again, I talk about this in depth inside of my course, but if you can get that foundation, then we can build on top of breathing with movement and different massage and deep pressure. And that's where your birth coach comes in, helping you move and change positions, listening to your body. Why do you need to practice this now? Because research kind of shows, okay, yeah, it doesn't really matter if baby is completely in the right position until labor. Well, that is true. Yes, you want baby to get into the right position when you're in labor, and there's lots of techniques to encourage baby into the right position now. But more than anything, I want to say that this is about muscle memory for you. You're going to be doing things in labor that are, like I said, primal. You're just kind of listening to your body, and your conscious self is going to want to fight those movements because they feel kind of awkward. If you've watched videos and you hear moms groaning or doing weird position changes, your cognizant brain is going to say, yeah, I'm just going to stay in bed. That is not what you want to do in labor. So if you can start practicing these different movements now that look awkward or feel awkward, that will go into your muscle memory so that when you get into labor, your birth coach might just need to tap your shoulder and you know, okay, yep, I need to get up and change position, squat, get down on the floor, lean over my birthing ball, and I'm okay with it because I know this was part of engage. So a very important step. I'm gonna move into step 3 now, anticipate and adjust. This is my A&A section, and it is the bulk of really getting ready for labor when it comes to your mental capacity. You want to do all of this thinking now, because when you get into labor, you don't want to have to think. You don't want to have to remember all that you have learned. And this is also where I explain to moms that yes, you have this plan, and I understand that all of this other stuff can happen. So let's talk about how to take your plan, take what you can anticipate happening in a hospital setting, all of the interventions that happen, and really work together so that you still get what you want and you don't feel like you were coerced into doing something in your labor that maybe wasn't necessary, but at the time felt like you were being pressured into doing it. So the hospital has lots of interventions. They want to make sure that you and baby are safe in the end. But safe to the hospital really doesn't mean a whole lot more than breathing and you've got a heartbeat and there's no infection and everybody gets to go home. Well, for mom and baby, that is not the all-encompassing safe and healthy. You know that there is more to your own health than just breathing and a heartbeat. Feeling healthy is about having emotional health, not having a post-traumatic birth memory, having that trauma, going home and having postpartum depression, which is beyond baby blues. And so if we can get you to a point where you can anticipate what the hospital does that is an intervention, but really might not be necessary for you, and how you can work around that, and how you can really just adjust to that and say, I'm not the only one adjusting here. The hospital also needs to adjust to me and my birth plan. Then we can really have this holistic care where you and your team are working together very well and everyone's happy in the end, and not just a beating heart and breathing lungs. And so this section is so huge for moms to understand how they can make their natural birth really be calm, but really be just a wonderful experience. And lastly, my fourth step is resolve. Resolve is a beautiful thing because we have taken everything we have learned from the planning, the engaging, the anticipating, adjusting, and we really get down to the nitty-gritty to make your plan with all the little tweaks and things that need to be done, and then say, okay, I feel resolved about this. I understand the process. I have done all that I can do personally to get ready for the birth of my baby. I've done everything that I can to understand it mentally, and now I can really put that together, that grit that I had with this gratefulness and just calmness and readiness to go into labor and say, I know that I can do this. And that's what I want to encourage you with today, mama, is that I know you can do this, but this is a journey that you have to take from where you're at right now to get confident in your body's ability, but not just sitting back and being confident and relaxed about it, but really putting everything that you can into this. So I want you to take the next step with me. I want you to click the link below and download my workbook. This is free for you, and it has these 4 steps in it. And I really ask you some questions to get you thinking about these 4 steps and how you can participate in this. I also have content on YouTube that explains all of these steps a little bit more, and I'm gonna keep bringing content to you. So if you have some questions, let me know in the comment section below. I would love to answer them. I'll see you in the next video.